Hello, YouTube. This is your girl, Rain Shine Fine. Got another book review for you. I'm on my spiritual journey and I like to read. I don't always understand everything, and I'm starting to really understand fundamental concepts of the nature of our reality, different modes and methods and spiritual thoughts and ideas. It's all a lot, but as I read, I learn a little bit more each time. The book that I'm reviewing today is Awakening to Your Nature as a Spirit Being Incarnated on Earth by Kwame Adapa. The book is about 230 pages, 240 pages. The print is quite big, so it's not too bad to get into. What I really like about this book is it starts off with the allegory of the cave. You have some cavemen sitting, and they're chained, and all they see are the shadows on the cave. And so their reality is only the shadows that they see, and the men behind those shadows, manipulating the shadows and creating them, know of the outside world, and know there's more to reality than just the shadows. But we as humans, when we are not aware of all that exists, we tend to have, we're a product of our environment, essentially. And so he uses that allegory of the cave and one of the men being unchained and seeing real life, getting to leave the cave and seeing nature and seeing that there's more out there, and perhaps coming back and it being too much for him. So he comes back to the reality that he used to know, or he comes back and he tells those that have been chained that he left, hey, there's more out there. But those that are chained and they know what they know are scared and have fear to know anything outside of that. Again, I'm not a philosopher. I'm just a regular schmegular girl reading books about spirituality and the nature of things. He uses that allegory to open up the book, as I said, and then he goes into deep topics. As people, we grow up in our environment. We do what as our parents do. We do as our family does. And we choose whether or not we want to explore more. We grow up in certain religions, certain spiritual practices, and maybe as somebody who's awakened, you feel that there's more out there. I like that part. I liked when he discussed that because of colonization, because of the nature of European thought and its expansion throughout the whole world, people tend to not think about spirit, even though there's a spiritual side to everything. Spirit, spirituality, metaphysics, the unseen, the unexplainable are things that are ignored without concrete or proof through the senses. And by the senses, that's sight, smell, touch, hearing, and whatever the last one is. So essentially, the book just gets deep, especially in the last chapter. Took me a while to get through that last chapter, which is a good chunk of the book. But he discusses different thoughts and spiritual practices, Taoism, Buddhism, different Indian philosophies, Hinduism as well, ancient thoughts. And then he also discusses extraterrestrials and how a lot of there's proof out there, essentially, that extraterrestrials, humans have had contact with them especially indigenous cultures and these extraterrestrials perhaps live among us and have a long history on this earth. Is said in the book, and essentially it all boils down to connectedness, oneness. We are all connected. There's so many themes that I continue to read in these books about spirituality, light, the consciousness or the one consciousness, vibrations, dreams, higher dimensions and higher dimensional beings. And through meditation, through visualization, through inner work, a person can truly develop their spiritual knowings, their spiritual abilities, their spiritual self. This was a review by Rain Shine Fine of the book Awakening to Your Nature by Kwame Adapa. Please get yourself a copy. You can get the book off of Amazon. It's very deep, but you can read it more than once.